Barry Zito is off to the best start of his career. Part of one of the game's best rotations, he ranks among the league leaders in several key categories. Tonight, it's Zito up against the rival Rockies. Game 1 of the series coming up next. Welcome to the shores of McCovey Cove. AT&T Park, home of the Giants at 24 Willie Mays Plaza. And tonight, the Giants and the Colorado Rockies renew hostilities. They had quite the season series last year. I'm John Miller, along with Mike Krukow and Dave Fleming. Dave will be along later on in the telecast. The Giants, after a demoralizing loss on Wednesday, had the day off yesterday. And now Barry Zito takes the hill, and Zito has been nothing less than sensational, the best start he's ever had to his career. And he's not just been merely good, he's been extraordinarily good. He's been dominant. In fact, the last outing he had here in San Francisco, we heard the Barry chant. We hadn't heard that one in a while. And the way things are lining up for him, you think the stars are lined up right. Lifetime against this Rockies team, 4-2, a 1.98 ERA. This year, against the rest of the league, Zito is 3-0 with a 1.32. As you mentioned, he's off to a great start. This should be all about pitching today. All right, so Zito up against the right-handed sinker baller Aaron Cook of the Rockies. Raj Mathai, NBC Bay Area sports director, is with us, and he'll be back with the Xfinity pregame show right after this. Stay with us.
Next generation in home entertainment, now available in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley. Glad you could be with us tonight. I'm Raj Mathai, along with John Miller and Mike Krukow. We are ready for another fantastic night of Giants baseball. This is turning out to be, most likely in this season, the most difficult and dynamic homestand of the year. The Phillies and Cardinals came through town, considered by many as the elite teams in the National League. The Giants won both series. And tonight, another playoff team from last season, the Colorado Rockies. A lot of talk about Barry Zito, and rightfully so, off to the best start of his career, even better than his Cy Young season back in 2003. And that brings us to Barry Zito's best friend tonight, and that will likely be his right fielder, Nate Scherholtz, which leads us to our Xfinity game vision. And this is pretty cool how we manipulate the video here. The Phillies got to know Nate Scherholtz really well, not only with his bat, but by his glove. Take a look at the cannon in right field, getting Ryan Howard, who tried to walk into second base with a stand-up double, but it didn't happen. And a nice head fake, too. The assist goes to Edgar Renteria. But it wasn't just Ryan Howard who was the victim of Nate Scherholtz's arm. Later in the game on Tuesday night, Chase Utley, and this was in the ninth inning. The Phillies trying to rally. Scherholtz does it again. This time Utley slides into second, and that didn't matter. Scherholtz guns him down. So the book on Scherholtz will spread quickly about his bat and his arm. Xfinity Game Vision, powered by Xfinity TV on demand, the only place where you can catch Giants replays and control the action whenever it's right for you. Just tune to Channel 1. We are not done. In fact, we are just picking up steam right now. When we return, we flash back into baseball history, one of the most memorable moments for the Giants and baseball. 49 years ago to this day, the Say Hey Kid, what he did that opened eyeballs across the country. Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment, now available in the Bay Area, coming soon to the Central Valley. Welcome back to Giants Baseball. I'm Raj Mathai. Everyone said this at the beginning of the season. The National League West would be wide open, and that is what we are seeing. The surprising team, the San Diego Padres, leading the division as we end this first month of the season. But the Giants and Colorado Rockies right behind the Padres. The Rockies come to town with the hot-hitting Troy Tulowitzki. How about the pitcher, Ubaldo Jimenez, who just threw a no-hitter a couple of weeks ago? And the blast from the past, the veteran Jason Giambi. But the biggest name here in San Francisco will always be Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid. And that brings us to our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play, which happened 49 years ago to the day.
And baseball history is being made by Willie Mays, who faces Lou Burdett in the first inning and promptly smashes his first home run of the day. Only 8 men, including the great Lou Gehrig, have hit 4 home runs in one game. Today, Willie is joining that select circle. His round tripper in the fourth is a 400-foot belt. The fences are bending today, for other players are on home run sprees, too. Before the game's over, there'll be 10 circuit cuts, including the incomparable Willie's third blast in the 6th. All hit with everything behind it. Milwaukee crowd is all for Willie now as he steps in the 8th and proceeds to poke his record-tying homer into the stands. Until today, Willie thought he was in a batting slump. Well, he found the cure by scattering baseballs into the bleachers. It was Mays Day in Milwaukee as Willie found his page in the record book.
Incredible to see those highlights from 49 years ago to the day. And Willie Mays, 4 home runs in that one game. Maybe it could have been 5. Jim Davenport grounded out to end the game with Willie Mays on deck. Willie Mays, now 79 years old, still lives right near the ballpark just down the peninsula in Atherton. From the stars of yesterday to the stars of tonight, Zito, Panda, and all the Giants getting ready for Game 1 against the Rockies. Lineups and first pitch coming up next.
Into the city by the bay. And there's still some room for you if you want to come over and join us here as the Giants and Rockies are getting ready to start a 3-game series. The Rockies come limping in here with 3 of their regular starting rotation members on the disabled list, plus their ace, Ubaldo Jimenez, who's already won 5 games, including a no-hitter in the month of April. Jimenez will miss the Giants in this series. Barry Zito off to a great start. Zito 3-0 and a 1.32 ERA. Let's take a look at the Colorado Rockies batting order that he will be facing. Eric Young Jr., the son of the former big leaguer, just up from the minors in left field. Dexter Fowler in center field. Carlos Gonzalez is in right field. He's got 9 RBIs in the last 3 games. Bay Area native Troy Tulowitzki is the power-hitting shortstop batting cleanup. Veteran Todd Helton at first base. Miguel Olivo, who has been a revelation, is the catcher hitting 6th, hitting over 300. Melvin Moore, a longtime American leaguer in Baltimore, at third base. Clint Barmas is at second, hitting 8th, and Aaron Cook is the pitcher batting 9th.
The Giants defensively tonight are going to set it up this way. In the outfield will be DeRosa, Torres, and Scherholtz. Renteria and Sandoval on the left side of the infield, Uribe and Huff on the right side. Benji Molina will be down in the squat, putting the fingers down and doing the catching, and the fingers he'll be putting down for Barry Zito. Barry Zito off to a great start. 4 games, 27 innings pitched, 15 hits allowed, 19 strikeouts against 8 walks. And he's been doing it with just about everything he throws. A fastball with cut, a curveball, a changeup, a slider, but that doesn't tell you the whole story because he can also drop his arm angle down and he can mess with all the movements and all those pitches and have command. That's how good he's been. Been very creative. Lifetime against this Colorado team, 4-2, 1.98 ERA. in 77 innings against this hard-hitting Rockies team, he's only given up 53 hits. So he has definitely enjoyed the times that he has pitched against this Rocky team. Giants deals on the best selection of wine, beer, and spirits. Save Mo at BevMo, the lowest opponent average, National League. Well, Barry Z, the league's only hitting $1.61 off of him. Jonathan Sanchez, $1.67. And Tim Lincecum, $1.75. The Giants got the top 3 guys in the league that are the hardest to hit. That's our BevMo who's hot and who's not.
Tim Lincecum, who looked to be all but a sure thing for his 5th win when he went to the 9th inning on Wednesday with a 4-1 lead, and he was pitching extraordinarily well. And Lincecum, after issuing a 4-pitch walk with 1 out, was removed from the game, and then everything started going bad for the Giants right thereafter, and really didn't just stop with the Phillies getting their 3 runs to tie the game in the 9th inning. The Giants played very poorly for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it was a tough loss, and I'm sure that the Giants were thinking about it yesterday, especially for the guy that writes the lineup, Bruce Bochy. He didn't get a lot of sleep yesterday.
The umpiring alignment for tonight's game: Alfonso Marquez behind the plate, Tim Timmons at first, crew chief Tim Cheetah at second, and Bob Davidson umpiring at third. And here's the first pitch of the night, off the outside for ball 1 to Eric Young Jr. 60 degrees, the official game time temperature here at AT&T Park. And very strong winds blowing out towards San Francisco Bay as the count goes to 2-0.
Alfonso Marquez, the plate umpire, he's got a low strike zone, but he won't give out corners early in the game. You got to earn them.
And it is 3-0. Rockies just starting their first West Coast trip of the year after playing here for 3 over the weekend. They go to San Diego and L.A. That's a called strike, and it is 3-1. And they are missing Jeff Francis, Jason Hamill, and Jorge De La Rosa, 3 of their starting pitchers. Right past Zito and up the middle, base hit into center field. Young now with a hit in each of his 3 starts since coming up from the minor leagues. And he is a guy like his dad who can steal a base. He's got lots of speed.
Well, EY Sr. says that there's no way he could win a foot race with his kid. And I know it, not now. I know that he's about 46 years old. But even when Eric Young was in his prime, he said he did not have the quickness that his son has now.
Here is Dexter Fowler. Fowler hitting .253, 1 home run, 3 batted in. He also has a lot of speed. A switch hitter with Young running. And Young steals it despite an excellent throw by Benji Molina.
Tell you one thing about Juan Uribe, he is not afraid of contact. He will definitely stick his nose in a play, and there's a great example of it right here. Just really more speed than jump, but he definitely steals it easily. And look at Uribe take one in the chest. And really, that was not that good of a jump, but just gives you an idea how much foot speed this kid has. He can fly.
Uribe just back in the lineup after tightness in his right elbow put him on the shelf the last several days. Now runner at second, and Fowler runs up to bunt and fouls it into the batter's box. The count is 0-2.
Not a bad play, especially in a situation where you have a runner at second with lots of speed. You put in a bunt on the third base side. I mean, you're going to get the runner over, and a guy who's got good speed himself, Dexter Fowler, good chance of beating that one out. Not now with 2 strikes, but no strikes, 1 strike. That's a good play.
Nobody out, runner at second, and a fastball in the hands. This is going to be a tough play for Sandoval with a bare hand pickup. Pulled him off the bat. No, he did not. What a play by Aubrey Huff. That was the old Andres Galarraga. Fully extended, somehow keeping the foot in the bag until the ball was in the glove play.
Well, what do you say we make it our forward right choice? And why not? This is a great play. Everybody involved. Remember that Sandoval was playing back of the bag. Now, Tim Timmons, who's one of the really good base umpires, is making the call at first base. And you can see that Huff did catch the ball, have a foot on, and he gets the thumbs up sign. Well, I tell you what, he wasn't on a whole long time. That's a huge break for the Giants getting that out.
So Fowler is retired. And no big argument by the Rockies over the play.
Outside of Jim Tracy, the manager, blew a vein in his forehead. But other than that, everybody was pretty calm.
This is Carlos Gonzalez, 355 average. And he has been wearing out left-handed pitching so far. He's 2 for 6 lifetime against Zito. The middle infield backed up, pulled in at the corners. And that's a base hit. The Rockies have gone ahead. Eric Young makes it 1 as he tags the plate. So 1-0. Colorado. The Rockies get here in the first inning what the Cardinals never got against Zito last Saturday.
Yeah, I think Carlos Gonzalez is going up there looking breaking ball. He's way off the plate. He's just looking breaking ball. Look at the back leg. There's no reach. Really good balance through the swing. Nice crisp line drive. That approach right there. And a lot of guys will do that. Left-handed hitters will look nothing but breaking balls against left-handed pitchers because they know they're going to get them.
Now Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki is historically a very slow starter. Coming into this season, his April batting average lifetime 194. But look at that batting average here in the month of April, 318. And as the month is about to come to a close, that is when he's done his best hitting. Gonzalez back to the bag at first. Gonzalez is another guy who runs well. Has 3 stolen bases this year. Eric Young got his 3rd, and he's just been up a few days. Young has already scored a run here. 1-0 Colorado. And a curve on the outside for a strike. 0-1 the count, I beg your pardon, to Tulowitzki.
You really have to watch the Rockies running game. They have a very strong running game. They lead the National League in stolen bases. They've had 28 steals. They've only been thrown out 5 times. They like to go early in the counts. They'll put pressure on you early.
There he goes. Along the right field line. Scherholtz. And back to first goes Gonzalez. Tulowitzki is retired. Out number 2. So 2 down, and here comes the veteran. He's been around a long, long time. Todd Helton. There was a time when they were reportedly trying to trade Helton. There was a deal cooking between the Rockies and the Boston Red Sox. But that never materialized, and Helton still in Colorado. The lifetime 328 batting average, but only 261 in this ballpark. No homers, 4 batted in for him so far this year. And a fastball off the outside. Todd Helton has won 3 Gold Gloves. And the way he started his career, it looked like he was headed for the Hall of Fame. But he's had a lot of physical problems the last few years that have curtailed his slugging ability a little bit. And really, although he'll still pop one over the wall on occasion, he's not really much of a home run threat any longer.
Well, against lefties, he's always had a really good opposite field approach. That's been one of his strengths. Strong front shoulder.
2 balls, no strikes. Zito's not real sharp yet. There's Jim Tracy, Colorado manager.
All the years we've seen Todd Helton hit, I can't remember him buckling. He's just such a strong front side. He drops that front leg down on his step, and he is in great position to cover the zone.
And the slider misses. 3-0. The right-handed hitting Olivo on deck. Now, Helton is off to a slow start, but Olivo is sizzling hot right now. He leads the Rockies in home runs. And it's 3-1 now to Todd Helton. Only Albert Pujols of the Cardinals and Ichiro of the Seattle Mariners with a higher career batting average in the big leagues than Todd Helton among active players. Runner goes, called a strike, the tag, safe at second. So Carlos Gonzalez steals the bag, his 4th of the year. 2 steals in the inning for the Rockies.
And really not a bad unload time for Zito, 1.24. I mean, that's good. That's giving your catcher a chance. I just think that, the jumps are good, the speed is good, and it really give you an idea how much speed they do have on top of their lineup. Most of their bases are stolen at the top of their lineup. But from Zito's perspective, there's not a whole lot more he can do. Vary your throwing times, vary the times that you come set, hold a second, come set, hold 3 seconds. Don't be predictable, and be quick.
Curveball, strike 3 called. And the Rockies with a lot of action there get the 1 run. Giants coming up. Huff in the number 5 spot now at first base. DeRosa in left. Uribe back in the lineup at second base. He's the Giants' RBI leader. They missed him. Sherholtz in right. And they're a 5-hit game on Wednesday, and Zito is the pitcher batting 9th. And here's Torres against Cook. 1 ball and no strikes.
Think about Aaron Cook, you think about a good, hard sinking fastball. When he's right, you're going to see a lot of ground balls.
1-1 now.
But he does other things. I mean, he's got a slider, curveball, changeup that he'll mix in. But when his back's to a wall, you're going to see sinkers.
That one had a lot of sinking action on it, but missing off the inside. 2-1.
It's the new look, Aaron Cook. He's lost about 20 pounds. 6'3", 215 now.
And that one topped foul. 2-2.
1-2 on the year and 4 starts with a 5.01 ERA. The one thing about Cook is not only does he get the strikeouts, or does he get the ground balls, but he can get strikeouts as well.
That one hit high in the air into right field. Gonzalez. And that one just kept on carrying all the way to the warning track. 1 away.
Let's take a look at the Rockies defense. It'll be Young, Fowler, and Gonzalez. That's your outfield. Tulowitzki joined by Moore on the left side of the infield. Barmes and Helt on the right side. And Oliva will do the catching.
Here is Renteria. Edgar now hitting .320 with a homer and 10 RBIs. Ball 1. 1-0. Colorado ahead. Sun still shining. Blue skies overhead. Twilight time here in San Francisco. Off the outside, ball 2. And the setting sun is reflecting off the upper reaches of the scoreboard complex in center. Edgar had 7 hits in that series with the Phillies. 2-1. First time his bat really had gotten going since the first week of the season. And ball 3-1. Pablo Sandoval is on deck.
The conditions on the field are windy, and it's cool. I mean, it's not real comfortable out there right now for hitters. And if you're playing the defense, you do not want to see long innings.
That's a walk for Renteria. Sandoval coming up. Let's go down to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai.
John, thank you. With Pablo Sandoval coming on up, he loves some home cooking. Our Toyota inside the numbers. Take a look now. In terms of batting average leaders in the National League at home, pretty nice. You see Benji Molina, the leader right now in the National League, with a 471 average at home. Freeze of St. Louis coming in at 467. And at the plate right now, Sandoval at 429. A little home cooking. Nothing wrong with the Giants right now.
And Sandoval is leading the National League in overall batting average at 373. That came back on the inside corner for a called strike.
He'll use that side of the plate a lot. That's a good strikeout pitch for him as well. I mean, it's got so much movement that starts off the plate inside, and then the movement comes back across the plate. He'll steal strikes on an inside corner, the front door sinker.
Renteria at first, one out. Aaron Cook. A ball and a strike with Benji Molina on deck. See how the Rockies are playing it? Pretty much straight away up the middle, looking for the double play ball in the infield. Helton on the bag at first with Renteria. Look out. Boxed by the catcher, Olivo, but he keeps it in the vicinity. Holding it first is Renteria.
Watch the movement. Start off at the right shoulder of the Panda and then just kind of curls away out over the plate. Right now, Aaron Cook does not have a great feel of that sinker. He's struggling with it.
2-1 the count. Left center field. And a diving catch by Eric Young Jr. That one had some real sinking action to it. He started moving laterally to his left and then had to come forward in a hurry at the last.
Well, he is way, way away from the comfort zone of left field. He hasn't played a lot out there, and you can see it on this play. Now, you could be a 7-time Gold Glove winner, and in this ballpark on a night like tonight, you could look foolish. The conditions are really going to be tough for outfielders, especially for a guy who doesn't have a lot of experience on one side of the field.
So he traveled a circuitous route. He went the long way to get there, but got there. Ended up making a nice catch at the last. Now Benji Molina hitting cleanup. 350 average, 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. 1-0 Colorado with Renteria at first and 2 down. The Dodgers playing home tonight against the Pirates. The Pirates beat them last night.
2-0.
Shut them out.
2-zip.
And that was the 5th straight loss for LA. The Dodgers are 8-14. Up and away, 1 ball and no strike. The Dodgers are ahead tonight, 2-1. Andre Ethier, a 2-run first inning homer for LA against Charlie Morton. Here's the score posted on the hand-operated AT&T Park scoreboard, Wrigley Field Fenway Park style. Got the outside call that time. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Padres, who actually are the division leader, are home against the Brewers. No score last of the second in San Diego. And they clobbered the Brewers there last night. Padres are 8-2 at home.
Well, you look at Aaron Cook's stuff. A lot of sink down around the knees, a lot of breaking balls that wind up the same place. He's a natural for a low ball hitter like Benji Molina. This is a good matchup for the Giants.
Benji, lifetime 333 average against Aaron Cook. The outfield kind of bunched up towards center, both Young in left, Gonzalez in right, well off the foul lines. And back out of play, and that's a little cutter or a slider. The count 1-2. The Atlanta Braves finally ended a losing streak that was one of the worst Bobby Cox said he could ever remember as a manager for a team that he was managing. They beat Houston tonight 4-2 in Atlanta. This is Tulowitzki with the force out. Barmas gets the put out on Renteria. 1-0 Colorado. Zito back to the hill.
The Brian Wilson closer plan allows you to buy lower left field, lower box seats, and the plans start on May 25th. Plus, you receive the benefits of a full season ticket holder, which include the best price for every game. Plus, for every closer plan you buy, you'll receive an autographed Brian Wilson bobblehead. So call now, 415-972-2298.
Inning number 2, the Rockies coming up with Miguel Olivo against Barry Zito, then Melvin Mora and Clint Barmas. Rockies got a run in the first inning, and they really manufactured the run on a single, a steal, a ground out, and then a base hit to knock in the run. Ball 1 to Olivo. Olivo is hitting .314, and he's got 5 home runs and 13 batted in. He's hit 3 of the homers and knocked in 9 of the runs in the last 6 games. Changeup in there for a strike. So Olivo, they brought him in. They haven't been really happy with Chris Iannetta. He's not been hitting. And that hangs a little bit high. 2-1.
And immediately you saw it. Plate umpire Alfonso Marquez eyes turned toward the Giants dugout. When that ball was called a ball, he was hearing big time grumbling from Bruce Bochy.
That's a swing. Sharp slider from Zito. 2-2 the count.
Olivo likes to swing it. Very aggressive. Tough guy to walk.
Fastball off the inside. Olivo only walked 4 times so far this year. Benji Molina has walked more than that. And that will go out of play. And Benji's pretty tough to walk himself.
He is. I mean, I'm really impressed with what Benji's done this year. I mean, he's really worked counts. He's seen more pitches. And as you pointed out, he's got more walks than we've ever seen him have. I don't think he had his 4th walk till like August last year.
Did he get that many?
That's a good point.
3-2 the count. And a foul back into the crowd. So some of the early finishers are heading into McCovey Cove in the beer can regatta. At least they used to call it that. Maybe they don't still call it that. I'm not sure. The South Beach Yacht Club. Be running their Friday night yacht race series tonight. Finish line is the entrance to McCovey Cove. Going back in left field is DeRosa. Now he squares up at the edge of the track. One away. For comprehensive coverage of everything orange and black, check out pregame live and postgame live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. They'll have the report, I'm sure, on the Oakland game tonight, which was ugly in Toronto. And the A's are racked with injury, and they got clobbered 10-2.
Boy, when you have enough people go down, you are so vulnerable to a losing streak.
They've lost 4 in a row on this road trip to the East Coast to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has been probably playing better than anybody in baseball early on this year.
You get the best record. They can play. Good combination of speed and power, pitching.
Melvin Mora used to see Tampa Bay a lot when he was with the Baltimore Orioles in the American League East. This is the year for the Giants and the teams in the National League West to play the American League East in interleague play. But the Giants will not play the Tampa Bay Rays, and they will not play the Yankees.
Well, that's okay.
They'll play Mora's old team, Baltimore. Left center field, deep, but that's the wrong place to hit it in this yard. Torres, plenty of room back toward that 404-foot notch. That's a graveyard for a home run hopeful.
And that's really what Barry Zito is. I mean, he's a fly ball strikeout pitcher. And what he bets on is that he can upset your timing enough that you just miss it and hit those nice 300-foot fly balls. You know, it's kind of a comfortable 0 for 4. He pitches for strikeouts when the situation calls for it, but basically he wants to get you out within 3 pitches.
Wow.
How did that miss him? I want this guy on my dodgeball team.
Barnes, it's like a magic trick. Barmes struggling at the plate right now. He's got power, though. Hit 23 home runs last year. 2 down, nobody on. Curveball in for a strike.
That's the one you want. Not a lot of umpires give that strike. That's a low strike. That's Marquez strike zone. He'll give you more of those than he will the belt high.
Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away here for Barmes, the 8th place hitter. The curve. Renteria. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down. Last of the second. Aubrey Huff coming up. 1-0 Colorado.
couple of weeks ago down at Dodger Stadium, we were all there. Aaron Rowan hit in the face by Dodgers pitcher Vicente Padilla. Good news today, Rowan shagging some fly balls, even got a little work in the batting cage. He was placed on the disabled list shortly after being hit in the face. He is scheduled to come off the disabled list this Sunday, so the Giants will have a decision to make on who to send back down to Fresno when Rowan gets reactivated.
And that's Raj Mathai. Not just sportscaster from NBC Bay Area, sports director.
Oh, yeah, he's got a business card.
The Big Cheese.
Big Cheese.
This is Aubrey Huff, 0-1 the count, facing Aaron Cook. And that is a ball too low. Huff, then DeRosa and Uribe coming up for the Giants. Giants head off after this weekend to the East Coast. They'll be going to Florida. 3 games in Miami with the Marlins starting Tuesday. And that sinker is too low. 2-1 the count. Then next weekend, a week from today, in New York. And 10 days ago, that would have looked like a good thing. Go face the Mets, who were not doing well, as that one is fouled off the left field line, back into the crowd. 2-2 the count. But all of a sudden, the Mets cannot be beaten. The Mets have won 10 of their last 11 and 8 in a row. And they beat the Phillies. Start of a big early season showdown in Philly between those two National League East rivals. Too high, taken by Huff. It's a full count. Philly, and the Mets clobbered them 9-1. And they hit 4 home runs at Citizens Bank Park in Philly tonight, including a long one by David Wright. And that's a walk for Aubrey Huff.
And an easy take. Another example. I mean, normally you see Aaron Cook, and he's always around the plate. I mean, he's a tough guy to take a lot of pitches with because he's always close to the corners. But tonight, there's been a lot of easy takes.
He's walked 2. He walked Renteria with 1 out in the first, and he walks Huff leading off here in the second. Now Mark DeRosa. DeRosa hadn't really got anything going yet, and Cook has not helped his average over the years. 1 ball and no strikes.
He's got a little sling. If you watch that front side, it kind of swings like a rusty gated, and he kind of slings his arm angle or his arm release, and it's not consistent. He's throwing across his body right now, and it's just it's really problematic for him to control that sinker. Ideally, you would like to have that elbow and shoulder point towards the target a little bit longer, and then rotate your torso through, allowing your arm to be in a good, consistent slot, control slot.
That one is fielded by Murrah, the second one, and Barnes to first, double play. And the crowd didn't think so.
Well, very close on the back end. And again, Tim Timmons, who has a very good reputation for being a good base umpire. Barnes coming across the bag, and I think this is one he blew. Barnes, one of the stronger armed second basemen in baseball. An old shortstop.
No. But the call will stand. Uribe takes a strike.
Yeah, he's got the Barry Zito look with his socks, too.
That's a swing. 2 strikes. Uribe still leading the club in RBIs, even though he sat out the last 4 games. 317 average. That ball is hit a long way. Young on the move and on the warning track, a leaping catch as it crashes into the right front tire. And apparently is okay. He mentioned that he has very little experience out there. And he caught that one, and it was dangerous. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow. Dave Fleming will be along later on. From over on the radio side, here is Aaron Cook. Strike one. Cook has 4 hits in 9 at-bats, including 2 doubles already.
He can hit. Good athlete.
Top of the order will follow. 0-2. The Giants have made a change in left field. And the man who has left the lineup is actually Edgar Renteria. So Bowker has moved into left field. DeRosa has moved from left field to second base. And Uribe has moved over to short. Sandoval throws out Cook.
Well, the catch that ended things for the Giants in the bottom of the second was this excellent play from Eric Young. It took one away from Juan Uribe. And I tell you, this is a dangerous play. Because when he dives for this thing, he reaches and misses the wall, and his momentum takes him to the base of the wall. And we've seen guys have serious neck injuries in similar type plays. So a very, very dangerous play executed perfectly. With a little style point the way he wound up with his hat. I like that.
Well, he's had 2 of the most exciting catches of the night out there in left field.
Yeah, he can make a routine play look a little exciting. Like I said, he hasn't had a lot of time out there.
Young pops this one up right in the middle of the infield. Everybody converging here. It's Sandoval, though, who wants it. And the Panda just goes ahead and takes it.
Like a good Panda should. Well, it's time for Xfinity Future Focus, where we take an in-depth look at some of the Giant stars of tomorrow. And right now, Buster Posey's got to go and hit a cool 365 with a homer and 11 RBIs. Eric Hacker, 4-0 in 4 starts, a 1.25 ERA. And Connor Gillespie in Richmond has got 3 homers and 12 RBIs. That leads the Flying Squirrels. And Xfinity Future Focus is brought to you by Xfinity, the next generation of entertainment and communications technology.
Eric Hacker.
Eric Hacker.
So I don't remember seeing his name on this list of rising young Giant stars like Madison Bumgarner and Gillespie and Posey and those guys.
Well, he's 27 years old. They picked him up out of the Pirate organization. Got a little big league time last year for the first time in his career. But they say he can pitch. And he's really taking advantage of an opportunity down here in Fresno.
Change up for a strike to Dexter Fowler. On a 2-0 pitch, throwing the changeup. 2-1 now. Fowler grounded out very softly to third. Was thrown out in a great play by Sandoval. 3-1 now. 2 down, nobody on. Carlos Gonzalez is on deck.
A lot of pressure on Zito. You can't walk Young. You can't walk Dexter Fowler because of their base stealing abilities.
Ooh, right there with a slider.
Well, you're in the batter's box against Zito. It just seems like he has like 9 pitches. So many different types of movements, so many subtleties, and most of his movements late. He has a nice finish on his pitches.
Curveball, strike 3 call. Came back to get it. Sherholtz, then Zito coming up. Kevin Wilkinson about the Friday night yacht race series. Finish line right at the entrance to McCovey Cove, lit up by the lights of AT&T Park.
You have to have a boat to join the yacht club?
I'm boatless. I don't know. Well, this did not happen on Wednesday. Nate Sherholtz retired. He was 5 for 5 with a walk on Wednesday. This Sunday will be batting helmet day. The first 7,500 kids 14 and younger will receive a Giants batting helmet courtesy of Bank of America. You can order tickets for it right now at sfgiants.com. And with dynamic pricing, buy right now and you could save. Giants and Rockies on Sunday. Matt Cain will be on the hill for the Giants. Or rather, he's going tomorrow. Jonathan Sanchez will pitch on Sunday. The Rockies, with the injuries to their pitching staff, have not yet announced, or had not before the game, announced their pitchers for either tomorrow or Sunday. Barry Zito with 1 out and nobody on here in the third against Aaron Cook. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dodgers lead the Pirates 2-1, last of the third in L.A. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks lost at Wrigley Field earlier today, 11-5. And they once led that game 4-1. But Alfonso Soriano, Marlon Byrd, Giovanni Soto, and Kosuke Fukudome all went deep at Wrigley. Randy Wells got the win over Rodrigo Lopez. That's a foul ball. 2-2. Yankees won in the American League. Derek Jeter had a home run. They beat the White Sox 6-4. The Red Sox lost at Baltimore 5-4 in 10 innings. 5th win of the year for the Orioles. They're 5-18. Zito chased, didn't get. Strike 3. First strikeout for Cook. 2 down, and leadoff man Andres Torres will come up. Tomorrow the game time is 1:05 with Matt Cain on the hill. And Cain, I'm thinking he's kind of focused on that game in a big way. He has not yet won a game this year.
Well, he hasn't got a lot of run support. And hopefully tomorrow will be different.
Gave up 2 runs last Sunday and lost. The Giants got shut out. Tulowitzki, and Torres is retired. 1-0 Colorado heading to the 4th inning. Dave Fleming will come over. He and I will flip-flop.
David, welcome.
Nice to be over here on your side.
Yeah, we missed you.
At least a few innings. I didn't get a chance to come over before the game and say hi. Barry Zito seems to have a nice rhythm going.
He's been so locked in this whole year. It's just amazing how this guy has put together his brain It started in spring training when he started to develop pitch by pitch. It just had a tremendous focus going all through spring. And he was really primed to have a good start. And he got off to a great start. And every start he's gotten better. And it's just fun to watch this guy come all the way back from where he was.
Expectation level now is so high as he has to start off with a real tough hitter here, Carlos Gonzalez. 1-0 Rockies. That first inning when he was a little erratic, I was in full-on panic mode. What's wrong? But now throwing the ball very well. He has set down 8 in a row. That's a nice slider, 0-2.
Well, just like a lot of aces. I mean, until they get their rhythm, they are susceptible to giving up some early runs. But once they lock into a groove, then they toughen up, and that's what's happened tonight with Zito. Jim Tracy, this Rocky skipper.
0-2. Just a soft liner for the out.
Just nicely placed fastball right in the hands.
You can tune in to the Bay Area's #1 rated 11 p.m. newscast right here on NBC Bay Area. Tonight at 11, wake up with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area. Weekday mornings starting at 4:30 a.m. A little early for me, but they get it started.
Yeah, it's a little early.
Big curveballs. Zito's thrown some good curveballs already tonight.
Well, and I like how he's mixed it up too. His first pitch, he has not been predictable to a first pitch at all. He's throwing everything he has: changeup, cutter, slider, curveball.
Dangerous hitter Tulowitzki. A little swinging bunt. Molina's going to take it. Nice play. 2 down.
Well, you know, that's a play that is not an easy play, and Vinci Molina makes it as good as anybody. For a guy who has no speed, he's got quick feet. And that is not a contradiction in terms at all. If you watch the type of play that he has, and really, he's got great range coming out. This is a tough play. That ball's going away from him, but watch the feet. Quick, a little crow hop, and a perfect strike to Aubrey Huff. Thank you, very nice.
2 quick outs. Here's Helton.
Watch the little crow hop right there. Just quick feet. Gets himself positioned to throw to his target and guns him down. Grab some pie and meat.
Similar kind of footwork to the footwork that you like to show and describe when he throws to second base to try to catch a runner attempting to steal. And he's got that great step back ready to throw. And I almost feel bad in a way because teams are really starting to run on the Giants. We saw it in the first inning. That's the reason the Rockies have a run. A couple of stolen bases. Using their speed, but it's not on Benji. Benji's throwing the ball real well from behind the plate.
Well, I've been timing Barry Zito, and he's been 1-2, 1-2-5 in there, and that's a good slot. Anything 1.25, 1.25 seconds or less, and that's doing your job as a pitcher.
Ball 4, Helton draws the walk.
But this guy right here, he can have a bad jump,
yep,
and still steal a base because of his speed. And you can say the same thing for Fowler.
Well, Gonzalez has great speed. This is such an athletic team.
They've got young legs.
Bruce Bochy watches the 2-out walk. And now I think he knows that Zito now has to go after a guy who has been a real hot hitter.
He's looking to lift, too. He will definitely gamble for the long ball early in the at-bat.
Big curve. Nicely thrown.
One thing I like about Alfonso Marquez, the plate umpire, is he will stay in there on a big curveball. He's a good umpire for Zito.
Already 5 home runs for Miguel Olivo. Trying to go inside with a fastball, just missed.
Well, that's the side of the plate he feels most comfortable throwing to, especially to a right-handed hitter. Just, the movement on his fastball is subtle. It's going to move into the right-handed hitter about 3 to 4 inches, a little cut. And he works that thing on the inside corner to him. I mean, you don't see a lot of guys score up that fastball.
Tries to go to that same spot and catches the corner.
He's a dart thrower. Dave Righetti has said of all the guys that he's ever had, throwing on the side, Zito has the most remarkable pins. He says he's just a dart thrower. He'll go a whole side, 15 minutes of pitching, and he won't miss a spot.
1-2, and he struck him out. Well, he made Olivo, the red-hot hitter, look bad. Nice pitching by Zito. 1-0 Colorado.
For the Rockies, spoke with him pregame regarding Barry Zito, his friend and former teammate. Giambi says he can relate to what Zito went through after signing with the Yankees. Giambi, his name got dragged through the mud in New York, but recovered. Said he was very excited about Zito's revival here in San Francisco. And Giambi also added he's excited just being the role veteran guy on the Rockies bench. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Raj. Aaron Cook back to work, and now the first at-bat of the game for John Bowker, who came in because of an injury to Edgar Renteria. I think we're just getting word on a groin tightness issue with Edgar. Took him out of this game. So Bowker is in, and he's ahead 2-0 against Aaron Cook. And we'll hope that Edgar Renteria is okay, and it's just precautionary. Ground ball. Barmas has good range at second. Bowker retired.
Nice play. Said that Barmas has got one of the best second base arms in all of baseball. The converted shortstop. When he was a shortstop, he had one of the better arms in the league.
Here's Pablo, who got victimized by the Rockies defense. Eric Young made a nice play to take away maybe extra bases from Sandoval in the first inning. Rockies have defense in center, in right, up the middle. Olivo's an excellent catcher. Todd Helton can still pick it at first. First pitch swinging. Didn't hit that one that hard. Cook covering for the out.
That was not an easy play. Really required a perfect throw from Todd Helton. It's a tough play because the pitcher coming over has to concentrate on the ball and kind of feel for the bag. And they executed it nicely.
Well, that was a pretty good example of it, right? Sometimes you got to kind of search for the bag with your foot there, try to find it.
Now you kind of get over to where you think it's going to be, but when you plant, once you're catching the ball and it's not there, it's a weird feeling. But I tell you what made the play was the quick exchange, glove hand to bare hand from Helton. He's got good hands.
Always has. Benji Molina with 2 down. I mean, I think you can count that play. Barmas has made a nice play. They turned an excellent double play. Young has made 2 nice catches in the outfield. They've already played a lot of defense. It's the 4th inning.
Giants still looking for their first hit.
Got 4 or 5 chances to get it. Rockies have taken them away. Benji would be a good candidate to get that first hit.
Well, we were talking about, a lot of what Cook throws that winds up around the knees or lower, and that's right into the wheelhouse of Molina. Good low ball hitter.
chased one there that might have been out of the strike zone, 1-2. Aubrey Huff would be next. Huff had a good at bat his first time up. We'll see Matt Cain on the mound tomorrow. Afternoon game. Giants have Zito, Cain, Sanchez lined up. The Rockies have Cook here tonight, but then 2 rookies. 2-2 to Benji.
Well, rookie thrown at you can be a good thing, can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Bad thing is you don't know him. You don't know what kind of stuff he has. Good thing, it's hard for a rookie to find a comfort zone on the road.
Little bloop behind second. Barmes ranging, can't quite reach it. And that is the first Giants hit. 2-out single for Benji Molina.
Yeah, that's not for lack of trying. That was a pretty good effort. A little breaking ball that just catches right on the end of the bat. And then it becomes a race as to whether or not Clint Barmes can outrun the ball, and he almost pulls it off. So you want the first hit of the game to be a clean one? There it is.
2-out hit for Molina. Now Huff, who walked against Cook in the second.
Go front door sink again.
But he misses.
Cook really, early on, had a real problem trying to control the fastball. Every time you see a sinker ball miss up around his shoulders, that's a mistake. They've been pretty one-dimensional, staying inside on
Huff. Ground ball base hit. So Huff got the inside pitch and pulled it right on through. 2-out singles for the Giants.
Now they sent that inside corner. Really exaggerated the target with leaving the catcher. And watch this ball come right back out over the plate. And that's just leaky command, and that's not what you normally see from Cook. So an opportunity, and Huff jumps all over it.
Well, I think you're right. He's a little vulnerable.
Well, if you hit a good sinker ball, you go and you look up. You look for mistakes. You adjust down when you get to 2 strike, but you're looking for something that he hangs, and that was a hanger.
2 on, 2 out. You do have Molina as the lead runner at second, so it may take more than just a single. Rockies have some good outfield arms to score Benji even with 2 down. Mark DeRosa could use a hit. Pitch up, but for a ball.
That's the one pitch you don't get with Marquez. You'll get that one that's just a little bit below the knees, that good pitcher strike low, but you won't get that belt high. Not very often.
Batting average for DeRosa, .219 now. And he's got just 3 extra base hits here in the first month of the year. Very high. Trying to pick off Molina, and what a save by Barmes.
Oh, we always talk about the extendo bat that Benji Molina has. Clint Barmes has got the extendo glove. Now watch, he comes over the bag now. He's got to go back against his momentum, and there's the extendo glove. Nice play.
That was a heck of a play. Olivo's got the weapon for an arm. He's got a cannon, but Cannon was misfiring that time.
That was almost violating the code, picking off another catcher.
Yeah, and that Benji's got to be shaking his head out there. He does have a pretty decent sized lead. It's 2-0, and now it's 3-0. Well, a walk would load the bases, and Juan Uribe, who had a great at bat, great swing his first time up, is waiting on deck. I think the Giants would love to see Uribe with the bases full. That same pitch that you're talking about, just a little above the belt. Call the ball.
And he's consistent with it. And you know what? Aaron Cook knows Marquez. And I got to believe that Alfonso Marquez is probably one of his favorite umpires because he is a low ball umpire. But tonight, Cook's having a hard time getting that knee-high location down.
This was Uribe's first at bat, and I think he thought it was extra bases, maybe more. Eric Young almost killed himself going into the wall, but hung on.
Yeah, that was an excellent play.
Guy who is not a natural outfielder, but has made 2 nice catches. Bases loaded for Juan Uribe. Great chance for the Giants against Cook, who's been shaky all of a sudden. And a late time as
we had a fan come out of the stands.
Yeah. So nothing on either side in terms of the players. But just a little slight disturbance that is being handled. Marquez will come out and just explain things to Cook. Let's go for a ride around the league while we wait. Our Ride Around the League scoreboard brought to you by your Northern California Honda dealers, who invite you to come in today for special zero-down lease offers on new 2010 models. We'll look at the American League first. The Rays lost. That's news. They have the best record in all of baseball. They have been unbelievable. Twins keep it rolling. Minnesota atop the AL Central. They're 15-8 now. Orioles beat the Red Sox. Tigers with some offense at home. And the A's continue to struggle on their road trip. Blue Jays beat up on Oakland 10-2. That Rangers-Mariners score scoreless in the fifth. That is Cliff Lee's first start of the year for Seattle. And on the other hand, in the National League, Cubs in the daytime with the wind blowing out had the home run ball going, beat up on Arizona 11-5. Mets keep it rolling. How about the Mets? Left for dead after the first week of the year, but now they're 14-9, a game and a half up. They won in Philadelphia going away. And the Nationals have been a nice surprise. Braves finally snapped their 9-game losing streak, longest in a decade for them. Padres have a lead pretty early still against the Brewers. And the Dodgers bats are waking up tonight at home against the Pirates, 5-1 LA.
I'll tell you one thing that pitcher really, really hates is a long delay in the middle of an inning. And right now, until they can get this guy out the field, Aaron Cook has got to stand out there and just sort of try and stay loose.
Well, and for Cook, I'm sure he's thinking this comes at the absolute worst possible time with the bases loaded and Juan Uribe coming up. Good opportunity for the Giants here.
Well, it just takes your focus away from the game. And, I mean, for Juan Uribe, I mean, it's not going to hurt him as much as it's going to hurt Aaron Cook. And that was a long delay.
Everybody in the ballpark did what they were supposed to do in a situation like that, but just took a little while.
Well, it's our policy here that if a fan gets on the field, we're not going to show him because we feel that's encouragement. They just want to get some attention and some TV time, and we're not going to show them.
Don't give them attention. Juan Uribe wants the attention. Bases loaded here with 2 down. It all started with 2 outs, and the base is empty. Goes after the first pitch and singles into right field. Molina coming in. Huff is right behind him. He scores, and DeRosa hustles his way to third. 2 runs in, Giants lead.
Uribe not waiting around. He's been hot. He's looking for a strike. He gets a challenge mistake right up there against the sinker ball. You look up, and that is high. And that's the hit of the game brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Visit CacheCreek.com for upcoming events. A 2-out knock, and look at the bench. Oh, yeah.
There's a #1 cheerleader down there.
He lives it every day, folks. That is not an act.
No. And do you think the Giants are happy to have Juan Uribe back in the starting lineup?
Oh, brother.
I believe they are. And now a guy who's been hotter than anybody, Nate Scherholtz. They want to set up inside. They miss him. Ball 1. Pitchers on deck. You got that empty base with a guy as hot as Scherholtz.
Well, if I'm Aaron Cook, I want to know if that pitch was inside or if it was up, because that looked like a pretty good pitch.
Scherholtz flied out his first time up. Ball 2. It was the first time Scherholtz had made an out since Tuesday.
Now, you know, the point you make is I'm surprised they're even pitching to him right now. With Zito on deck and a hot hitter in the batter's box, this is asking for trouble right here.
Ball 3. And if Sherholtz weren't swinging the bat well, maybe you go after him and try to end it right here. But the way Nate has been swinging the bat, even if the pitch is what Cook thinks is a pretty good one and maybe not even in the strike zone, Sherholtz has been hitting balls thrown anywhere hard lately. It's 3-0. Ball 4.
Yeah, I don't think he's too terribly upset about it with Zito coming up.
It does keep the pressure on Aaron Cook here. Giants two out runs, and 5 consecutive men have reached base. Bases still loaded, but it's Zito has to help himself with the bat. Strike 1.
Boy, Aaron Cook thinking it was going to be an easy inning. 2 quick outs and then base hit, walk, base hit.
Zito likes to slap the ball to left field. The left fielder Young is playing pretty shallow against him. He hits it that direction, but Tulowitzki's an excellent shortstop makes the play. Forces out Sherholtz. Giants, though, 2 runs, and through 4, they lead the Rockies 2-1.
Gentlemen, we've talked so much about Barry Zito when he struggled, and now we're talking about him when he's shining. Good to see it. And like we said, maybe the best he's pitched in his career.
All right, Raj, thanks. Zito back to work, and now he's got a lead. And it comes earlier than the last time he was pitching. It took the Giants till the 8th inning. Against the Cardinals, you get a couple runs. Now they got 2 through 4. And he's got the bottom third of the order here. Melvin Mora for Colorado. Strike 1.
Right down around the knees, and that's the one location that Aaron Cook has not been able to find. I mean, you're going to get the knees all night long from Alfonso Marquez. You're not going to get the belts. I mean, it looks like a tight zone on TV, and when you compare it to other umpires, yep, it is. But if you get that ball down just another 3 or 4 inches, you're going to get strikes called all night long. I've always liked Marquez because he is consistent with it. You know, going in, you've got to establish knee-high location. If you don't, you're going to have a rough night.
Zito has established that location after some shaky moments early in the game. He has locked it in. Throws that curveball. Foul ball. And you sniffed it out on the other side of things, Mike, with Cook. Even before that rally really started, you were pointing out how Cook was leaving a lot of pitches up, not where he wants to be pitching, even if he was getting away with it.
And that's really problematic for a sinker baller when he can't establish knee-high command.
Mora waits. And Uribe is not going to reach that one. Leadoff single for Melvin Mora.
His last start, you saw the numbers, 8 solid innings, 3 hits and 10 strikeouts. And it did it against a very, very confident offensive St. Louis Cardinal team. Really one of the better games we've ever watched as far as a pitching matchup. He matched up with Adam Wainwright. The two of them really fed off each other. Just a classic pitching duel. The Giants pulled it out.
It was a great night here at the park just last Saturday. And I expect this weekend is going to be maybe not quite the same in terms of the way these series are played. This series is played. But I guarantee you these games are going to be just as spirited. Giants and the Rockies are rivals now. They've always been rivals, but the last couple of years, this rivalry has taken a step up.
Yeah, it's heated up, and it's going to be hot this year because both teams are good.
Ball 1 to Clint Barmas. Melvin Mora is at first base. He is not quite the running threat that, say, Young, Fowler, Gonzalez at the top of the order are. But you still got to pay attention to him. And that's what Zito's doing.
Well, you want your pitcher to average 1.25 seconds from the time he starts his motion to the time it gets to the catcher to the batter. That's when you start the stopwatch, and that's when you turn it off. You want your catcher to be under 2 seconds from the time he catches the ball and gets his throw to second base.
Barmas, base hit to left field. So immediate trouble for Zito here in the 5th. With the pitcher coming up, Cook can try to bunt 2 men into scoring position.
And he's a good bunter. Barmas, an excellent high ball hitter. He looks for mistakes. A little change that stayed up there right across the letters. And that is right to his wheelhouse.
Yeah, you hate to make that mistake to Barmas because you know he's the type of hitter who will chase something that's not nearly as hittable. Now the 2 men on, nobody out, and Cook will try to bunt him over. And as Mike said, Cook is an excellent bunter. He handles the bat. He fields his position. He's just a good all-around athlete. Bunts at that one. Molina picks it up, and Sandoval backpedaling. It was a foul ball. So after all that, just a foul.
That was not an easy play for Pablo Sandoval.
I was about to give him all kinds of credit.
Yeah,
Bob,
it's the other way, Bob. Fouls that way, pal.
Yeah, what?
No, that way.
Oh, yeah. After we saw that replay, independent of what direction Bob was pointing, it did look like a foul ball.
Yeah, they made the right call. But, you can't be overly aggressive with Aaron Cook. And Aubrey Huff is really coming down the first baseline. The reason you can't is because he handles the bat so well. He's a real good butcher boy executor. He'll show bunt, then slash back, and he'll take a hack at the ball.
Bunting here, and the right bunt to third to make Sandoval field it. And that is perfectly executed by Cook. With the force play on at third, he's really hoping to make Sandoval field that ball. And that's what he did.
Runners at first and second, you want that third baseman to field the ball. Once he comes out of position, unless you put the swinging gate on, which the Giants did not employ that defense on the bunt, the only out that Sandoval is going to get is to first base.
So now Zito's got to pitch through some trouble here. Giants have the 1-run lead, but it's the top of the order and a chance for the Rockies to answer right back.
It's another tough situation. Not the normal runner at third, less than 2 out, because you've got a bunter, an excellent bunter with great speed. The Giants have to take that away, playing their corner infielders even with the bag.
Ball 1 to Eric Young Jr.
For Zito, you're pitching for the strikeout. You watch the corners. They have to play in shallow to respect the bunt.
Zito has 3 strikeouts so far tonight, but all season long, really from the start, he has shown he's got that ability to pitch for a strikeout when he needs it. Gets the strike call.
Well, just cuts that fastball right in that inside corner. Just, as a hitter, you just don't see stuff like Zito has. You just don't. Plus, he throws so far below under the normal hitting speed that upsets your timing to begin with.
Young swings and misses.
Now he's got a bunch of ways he can get after it. He could tell a little change up on the outside corner. He could go back foot with a slider. He could come right back in and throw another curveball just like that. Or he could go a fastball above the hands. You just don't want to make a mistake out over the plate.
Big pitch in this game coming up right here. And he goes back to the curveball, strikes him out.
That big curveball from the left-hander was such a great pitch because guys that swing and miss, you come right back with it again, and they swing and miss again. And that pitch was our Rambus radar gun pitch at 74 miles per hour, but absolutely perfect in location. A late break, and that's Rambus at the heart of the products you love.
So that was nicely done. He was pitching for the strikeout that you were talking about. He got it. And really, even though you're right, he has all those different options and weapons. Tonight, the curveball has been the strikeout pitch for Zito.
You never really know what's going to show up. Everything is a little bit different. Zito has had consistency with all of his pitches and his ability to command them since the very first game of the season.
Fowler trying to tie the game or maybe more. Swings and misses. But not the curveball there. A little tighter pitch down and in.
Slider, back foot slider. He's taking advantage of an aggressive hitter. That pitch right there was to a scout report. They know that Fowler has been hitting better from the right side than the left side. And he will go out of the strike zone, especially with men on base.
Another guy with speed who can put some pressure on a defense. And he goes to the back foot and it gets by Benji. Mora's going to score, and that ties the game. Well, I think that'll be scored as a wild pitch. I'm sure we'll see it again.
Well, this is just a nightmare for a catcher. Ball just stayed down. And that's the one pitch that you know is coming. You have time to get in front of it, so it should be one where you get an easy body on it. But what does this thing hit? Scudder, and he just didn't get a glove on it.
Yeah. I'm sure Benji would say he's got to keep that one around home plate.
Well, especially a curveball. Fastball and a split, a little bit different, especially if it's 95. But a big slow curveball like that, that's got to get caught.
2-1 now.
Now for Zito, that type of play can let the air out of your bag a little bit. You got to get your concentration back.
He's fallen behind against Fowler with the go-ahead run at third. Barmas also advanced on that wild pitch. Strike 2. Here it comes. And he just misses low.
Went back to the same location that he opened up that he got the second strike with.
Now a full count and a very good hitter, Carlos Gonzalez, waiting on deck. 3-2. Low, ball 4. Trying 2 times in a row for that knee-high fastball. Did not get it. And I think this in particular, exactly what you were just talking about, a moment where he's got to make sure that concentration snaps back in. You make a mistake to this guy, Carlos Gonzalez, and you pay for it.
Well, the way he's been locked in, you bet. Right now, he's been their best hitter. And I think he goes up there looking breaking ball, hitting off a left-hander.
Knocked in the first run for Colorado, stole a base. He's also lined out to Sandoval at third. A star in the making, Carlos Gonzalez hitting third. Typically Todd Helton's spot, but he's been so good they've moved him into the prime spot in the lineup.
He is way off the plate.
So as a pitcher, you see a hitter set up like that. What does that tell you?
Well, I mean, you would think that he's looking inside, but that's not always the case. Some guys who are middle away guys, they try to, set you up. They'll get off the plate and then they just dive the outside corner. I think he's straight middle away. That's why he hits lefty so well. He's a middle away guy. That's all their breaking balls dropped outside of the plate.
Ahead 1 strike. Aiming for the outside with a fastball, missing.
Just subtle arm action. Just lowered his arm action angle a little bit just to accentuate the cut and make it a little bit bigger. .21 pitches into this inning. 80 total on the 4 2/3.
Got to pay some attention to Fowler too at first base. Fowler's got great speed. And they'll make a throw that way.
On cue.
Now the Rockies, I think, made a statement in that first inning that they are going to look to force the issue. And we'll probably see that from Colorado all season long. That's the kind of team they have. But even with their best hitter up, I think they'd be willing to take a risk and let Fowler run. He does run. Swing and a miss. Benji won't even make a throw.
And that big slow curveball, I just don't think that's a great pitch to throw off of. 1.3 on the unload time there for Zito, so he was a little bit slower than normal. Basically, Fowler picked a great pitch to go on.
Now a base hit, even just a single with Fowler's speed, likely means 2 runs for Colorado. Big spot for Zito. Gets the ground ball. Uribe behind the bags. Got to hurry. Got it there in time. A run to tie, but the Giants keep the tie. Middle of the 5th, 2-2. Both finish on the field right here at AT&T Park. For more information, you got to get tickets. sfgiants.com/Giant Race. 2-2 tie, last to the 5th, and the top of the order for the Giants against Aaron Cook, who misses high. And we will watch that location from the sinker baller Cook here as the Giants send the top of their order up.
And he's trying to find the knees. He just can't do it. And as long as he's missing high, that's opportunity against a sinker baller.
And Miguel Olivo knows it. Immediately 2 pitches into the 5th, he's coming out for a chat with his pitcher.
Well, I mean, there's some tricks you can try. First thing, instead of picking up your glove as your target, pick up your shoe tops on the catcher, or even exaggerate it further out. You know, try and hit the plate. Try and do what you can to get your release point out front.
2-0. Strike 1 to Torres.
With the slider. The other thing you can do is try and shorten up your stride. If you can shorten up your stride 2 inches, that's a lot.
Misses, and now it's 3-1.
And now Cook's got to think, where was that pitch? I think Cook's feeling he's getting squeezed. That's the first time on a low strike on the inside corner, but he hasn't really gotten it, though.
Torres draws the walk. Well, is it a tight strike zone?
Yeah, this is the one in question that you normally would get one of these from Marquez, and tonight he just hasn't given it to him. That ball hit him right, Olivo, right between the knees. The glove didn't move.
And now the Giants have some real options here. Not the classic number 2 hitter coming up, because Bowker came in for Renteria, who left the game with a groin injury. Torres at first, nobody out. And time asked for. Bowker got impatient. Here's where Cook, one of the best pickoff moves in the league, quick to the plate. Miguel Olivo's thrown out 7 of 11 possible base runners. Even with Andres Torres' great speed, some things working against the Giants as far as the running game goes.
Now you would think a sinker baller, especially as an athlete as good as Cook, would come up with a quick release, and he has.
Bowker swinging away. Maybe feels like he just missed one.
That's 1.05 seconds. That's right where Kirk Reeder used to be.
Yeah.
Kirk Reeder was one of the quickest unload times I'd ever seen consistently.
I mean, you combine that, he's got maybe the best pickoff move for a right-hander in the National League. Plus Olivo's got that great arm. That is tough. He likes to wait. Bowker flips one over second base. John Bowker's got a base hit, and Torres is going to test Fowler. The throw cut off. Andres Torres using the legs to get to third. Nobody out.
Set up in the outside corner. This thing goes up and in. You see Olivo reach back across the plate. Another example that Cook is just not his normal self with his command. And you got to credit John Bowker for fighting it off and making something of the location mistake. A little stop and start. You got to freeze on a line drive, which he did. But with his speed, an easy take a third.
And you got to love it, right? If you can't steal a bag on the pitcher and the catcher, try to find another way to get an extra base. Andres Torres.
Oh, yeah. The Pandas are coming out of their lair.
Big spot for the Panda right here. After the Rockies tied it, Giants trying to go back on top. And a lot of ways to do it. Inside, almost hit him. Still no action of the Colorado bullpen, even as shaky as Aaron Cook's been. Their bullpen has just been blown right through these last few days. They've got 2 rookies lined up for the weekend. Jim Tracy does not want to use the bullpen. Slashed foul. Man.
Yeah, that was a cutter, and there's not a whole lot on it. And this is one hitter you cannot continuously make mistakes to. Look at this. This is big league hang time right there.
Oh, boy.
Watch the head stay on the swing. Hold off just a little bit.
Pablo might hit that one to the McCovey statue if you give him a second chance. He is 0 for 2, but he hit one real hard in the first inning against Cook. 2 on, nobody out. Gets another pitch up there, fouls it off.
You see, they give them the line and left. They're pinching that gap in left, center, and right. So the lines are open.
Pablo wants to get a ball off the ground into the outfield. Drive one somewhere. Giants thinking big inning. Hit foul.
It's amazing how far off the plate away he can barrel a baseball. We've seen him go out as far as 8-10 inches. And I mean, drive one with backspin the opposite way. Scary guy to pitch against. Absolutely a frightening guy to pitch against. He's just not comfortable throwing the ball anywhere. They just don't believe that there's a hole in his swing. And if he's got a hole, he certainly doesn't have a 2-pitch hole.
We'll see another one from Aaron Cook right here. Sandoval softly. That'll get a run in. And Barmes can't make the play. Everybody's safe. Giants lead 3-2.
Well, it helps to have a magic wand. And when you're amongst the league leaders in hitting, you get hits like this. The one time he finally got the ball down, and Sandoval hits a perfect swing and bunt. And as deep as Barmes was playing, I mean, you could see him crashing hard and just could not come up with the play. And that immediately brought out Bob Apodaca, the hitting instructor or the pitching coach for the Colorado Rockies. You see Roberto Kelly shaking his head, going, "Banda, you're hot."
And Pablo can't even help himself.
It's an RBI single, baby.
Yep. Pablo's got 10 runs batted in here. Giants now can think big innings. Still nobody out. Cleanup hitter Benji Molina coming up. Benji got the first Giants hit of the game just last inning. And Mike, even after that meeting, even with Aaron Cook clearly not very sharp, he's out there. I mean, they need him to go as far as he can go tonight because of the way the bullpen has been worked. The Giants are going to get some cracks against the starter Aaron Cook here. Popped up. Cook and Helton both. It'll be Helton for the out. That is a big first out to get Molina on one pitch and soft contact like that.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow for a cleanup hitter with runner in score position.
And I bet you Benji was thinking about the ball that got by him in the fifth, too, wanted to make up for that. Not this time.
Again, though, the location of the pitch was not great. Reluctantly, the Rockies are starting to get somebody up in their pin. Looks like Juan Rincon.
Well, they already have 2 of their starters on the disabled list, plus Jeff Francis, who has not been healthy all year. He's been on the DL all the way. So 3 of their 5 potential starters are on the DL. That's hurt him. Huff to left center. Young was shaded that way. Does he have enough speed? No. Gets by him. Sandoval right on the heels of Bowker. Both will score. Aubrey Huff. A 2-run double. 5-2 Giants.
Giants catch a break when that ball stayed in the ballpark. But again, another mistake up, and that is the strength of Aubrey Huff. A good high ball hitter. They set up going away. This thing's right at the belt, middle away, and it's right to his wheelhouse. And a good gap-to-gap approach. Backspins are right over Eric Young's head, and let's watch the runners go. An easy score for Bowker, and right behind him, the Panda, looking like a runaway beer truck, cashes in run number 3 this inning.
And still going with 1 out. DeRosa took a big cut there. Strike 1. Well, Sandoval gets a minute.
He's fun to watch.
Everything he does. Catch your breath, big boy. Strike 2. You can tell Mark DeRosa is just out of sync right now.
Well, when you see him out of the strike zone, that's when you know he's messed up. And he's chased 2 balls out of the zone to put himself in an 0-2 hole here.
In the dirt. On Wednesday, now Colorado did have yesterday off, but the Rockies had to get 9 innings out of their bullpen on Wednesday. They're already short 3 starters. They got 2 rookies lined up for the weekend, and Jim Tracy's said before the game he's trying to think big picture here. He needs some innings out of his starters.
Yeah, they got some help coming, though. Jeff Francis about 3 weeks away. Houston Street about 2 weeks away. They're going to get some people back.
Just not this weekend. 1-2. Takes the breaking ball.
But, you know, if you're going to have a good year, you're going to catch teams at the wrong time. You know, Brad Hopp, their starting right fielder, on the disabled list. I mean, that hurts the Rockies as well. But you know, you can't feel sorry for an opponent. You just have to take advantage of it if you have an opportunity. And there's no such thing as an easy win in this at this level. It just doesn't exist.
Fouls off another breaking pitch. Well, the Giants, Aaron Rowan can come off on Sunday, right? They'll have him for one of these 3. No Freddie Sanchez. Edgar Renteria's had to come out of this game tonight, so it's not like the Giants are just as healthy as could be.
It's part of it, man. That's why you got to be deep on your bench, and that's why you have to have good people at AAA. The minor league system has to support your big club when injuries befall.
DeRosa trying to hang in there, and he takes a real close one.
No, it hasn't been a strike all night long. I mean, the belt high strike we see called so often with other umpires with Alfonso Marquez, you're not going to get it. And to his credit, he's been consistent with it.
And to DeRosa's credit, he knows that's the strike zone tonight, so he wasn't swinging at that one. Although he might have been able to hit it pretty hard. Slashes at that one to Helton. He kind of lost his balance for a moment, but puts him out number 2. Huff moves to 3rd.
All right, time now for our scenic shot of the game, brought to you by Fry's. Your best buys are always at Fry's, guaranteed. Look from across the cove. It is right there by the left field dual bridge.
Right by the old statue. And what a scene here at night. On a Friday night in the city. Juan Uribe.
What a nice block.
Olivo's an excellent defensive catcher.
But it's just a great example of a catcher using his chest protector as his glove. And the only way you can do that, learn that, because I mean he doesn't think to do that. That's an involuntary response. Just lots of repetitions.
Slashes one to 3rd. Caught by Mora. Wow, Juan Uribe nearly had another base hit. Giants score 3 times, take the lead. Every night at 10:30. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Giants with a 5-2 lead for Barry Zito, 6th inning, and Troy Tulowitzki at the plate, the Bay Area native. Strike one from Zito.
And he is the heart and soul of this club. This is how you want to pitch to him. 3-run lead, nobody on base. A good player with the glove, with the bat, in the clubhouse. He's their leader.
Pulls that one foul. I think one of the best players in the National League right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he was an impact player the day he showed up. Off to a really good start, and he's not a fast starter.
Everybody we talked to today with the Rockies said, and wow, Tulo, finally he's having a good April. I mean, he never has gotten off to a good start.
Well, both these guys have a good start. Zito, Tulowitzki, notorious slow starters.
Just a little tapper. Zito will handle it for the out. And that's what we've been seeing, Mike, since that first inning. A lot of soft contact from the Rockies.
But that's the genius of Zito, and that's why I say he's back to where he was before he came to the Giants, because he controls how hard you hit the ball as a hitter. He's got so many subtle ways to take the sting out of your at-bat. You just don't get a lot of balls squared up off of Zito when he's doing what he's doing.
Todd Helton up and in. Well, Helton saw it late. Benji saw it late. Ball one.
Set up away, and this takes a few nose hires off. That's all right.
Almost the same spot.
We see him do that when he lowers the arm angle just a little bit to accentuate the cut on the fastball. He will get underneath it every once in a while.
He walked Helton in the 4th inning, and he's in danger of doing it right here. He's fallen behind 3-0.
Take a little breather, get off the rubber, see what you want to do. Have a word with yourself, get back and strap it on.
Working with a nice quick tempo, but every one of those pitches not really very close to the strike zone.
Yeah, those are pretty easy takes right there.
And Todd Helton, there was a time for a long time where if that was the result after Helton was at the plate, okay, no problem. But Helton, he's got 4 extra base hits this year, even playing at Coors. He's not hitting with a lot of power these days. He's at first, and here's a guy who is hitting with power, Miguel Olivo. 5 home runs already, but he's 0 for 2 tonight. Curveball misses high. All of a sudden, Zito having some command issue.
Well, he missed with 4 straight fastballs in the at-bats of Todd Helton. Here, Benji opened this at-bat up with a breaking ball, and it's a good thing to try and go away from a pitch if you're having trouble controlling it like the fastball. Throw another pitch. And that may have been the conversation. Let's just go through what you're throwing right here. Find something that'll get you back down around the knees, then we can go. And it happens that way. You get a pitch that gets you back down around the knees, then the fastball is right behind it.
I'm not sure that's exactly the location he was looking for.
Yeah, but you got a 3-run lead. You don't want to walk this guy, so he has a 1-0 count. Throw the one pitch that you could throw. The easiest pitch, I think, to get over the plate's a slider. And that's what he threw.
So 1-1 to Olivo. Good fastball that time.
And the fastball follows.
Got it back.
I like the timing on the visit to the mound from Benji Molina.
Olivo, soft grounder, could be 2. Uribe, DeRosa, got him. Giants turn the double play. Zito gets it back, and the Giants lead 5-2. Newscast right here on NBC Bay Area tonight at 11. Wake up with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area weekday mornings starting at 4:30. Giants lead 5-2. It's the bottom of the 6th, and Nate Sherholtz to lead off against the starter. Cook still in there, falling behind ball 1.
Another mistake up.
He just has not been his normal self tonight.
Now, that's a big at bat too. You know, Cook had a rough 5th inning. You want to get him back in the stretch as fast as you can. All the better if he does it to himself with a walk.
Sherholtz doesn't take a lot of walks, but he walked in the 4th inning when I think Cook was clearly pitching around him. And Nate has been the hot hitter lately for the Giants. What a stretch he's on. Swings at that one. Might have been ball 3.
Wouldn't hurt to take a pitch right there. Guy's out there struggling. He falls behind 2-0 to start an inning.
It's not in Nate's DNA. Strike 2.
But that's where he's going to improve as a hitter.
Yeah, agreed. And particularly that spot where everybody keeps attacking him off the plate inside. From 2-0 to 2-2. Sherholtz down the left field line. Another long run for Eric Young, and he can't get to it. Sherholtz is going to test him with his speed. Just saved.
Wow. And just like that, Cook's back in the stretch. Well, I'll tell you what, this was bang, bang. The thing about Nate, though, I mean, he busts his tail out of the box, so he was sniffing double right out of the get-go. And he's got closing speed, and I mean, that is bang, bang. You saw the reaction from Clint Barmas to Rocky's second baseman.
Oh, boy.
He thought he had him. Nice play from Eric Young.
Not a natural outfielder, but he's had to work extra hard tonight. Helton is right on top of Zito. The runner's not going to advance on that bunt. Zito is just out. Sherholtz still at second.
Well, Giants baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, official beer of the thirst inning. Budweiser, it's what we do. Thirst inning fan cam let you know that the Giants fans were wearing their colors tonight.
What a night to be at the Yard. Friday night in the city. Giants and the Rockies. Two of the best teams in the National League. And right now the Giants in control of this game. Looking for a bigger lead though. Sherholtz, the runner at second. Now Andres Torres for the 4th time against Cook. I give Andres some credit too. After the Rockies had tied it in the bottom of the 5th, Torres came up in the last of the 5th inning and drew a leadoff walk, and that turned into the first of 3 runs for the Giants in the 5th. Leadoff hitter got the rally started with a walk. Grounds that one to Barmas. 2 down.
Saw what Barmas did. It's an old Dwayne Kuiper trick. You absolutely have to make a play. Drop down to a knee. Not taking any chances. I mean, sometimes ground balls have a mind of their own. They stay down. Look at drop to a knee. Head stay down. That's the insurance technique.
And there's some guys who won't do it, but if you're willing to do it, just be sure. 2 down for John Bowker. 2 at-bats in place of Renteria in the batting order, and 1 hit and a run. A hit here, and the Giants would lead 6-2. I think slowly but surely Bowker's having some better at-bats now.
Oh, no question. He's turned the corner. He's bottomed out. He's starting to rebuild that batting average.
Swings, and it's a bouncer that Cook gloves, jumping up to first, and the Giants do not score that leadoff double. John's coming back for the 7th. Giants lead 5-2.
Again, John Miller. Partner, welcome back.
A lot of movement tonight. Dwayne Kuiper with the night off. Dave Fleming back over in the radio booth. And I have no idea who those people were.
Well, they were participants in the Kiss Cam.
Barry Zito misses with ball 1 to Melvin Mora. As we start the 7th inning, the Giants ahead 5-2. Day games tomorrow and Sunday. Fastball away. That's the 95th pitch thrown by Zito in the game. Now the 2-0 pitch. Whoa, what happened to that low strike? (3-0). Melvin Mora has flied out deep to left center and has singled and scored a run. Right over the outside of the knees, and Melvin Mora was on his way to first base. The umpire say something to a guy when he does that?
Yeah, quit making me look bad.
3-1 the count. And there is Uribe. One away. Well, Mora kept leaving the batter's box heading for first, and he never did get there. One down, and here is Clint Barmas. Padres have extended their lead over the Brewers down in San Diego on a Scott Hairston home run. It's 3-0 Milwaukee, or rather Milwaukee trailing San Diego in the last of the 7th. I don't believe the Brewers, who were leading the National League in runs scored when they got to California, have yet scored in that series down there. Barmas with ball 1. Barmas has grounded a short and singled.
Got to really keep the ball down. Barmas a good mistake hitter.
Got the knee-high strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Rockies have the pitcher due up next, and Ryan Spilborghs has come out on deck. A little pop-up. There is Uribe. What kind of a catch was that?
Well, it kind of got in between. I mean, if you catch the ball at your belt, I mean, it's kind of halfway. Do I catch it with my palm down, or do I catch it with the palm up? They kind of got into the no man's land there. Winds up being a Willie Mays basket catch, but it's not the way you really want to.
He kind of put the other hand over there just to say, yeah, keep it, stay there, baby.
Yep, cradle it. That's how you give your pitcher a heart attack, though.
2 down, and here is Spilborghs, the pinch hitter for Aaron Cook. 5-2 Giants. A little bit high, ball 1. The Rockies had Manny Corpus warming up in the bullpen, so perhaps he'll be the one who comes in the last of the 7th inning. 2-0. Zito has allowed 4 hits, 2 of them in the first inning. He's allowed 3 walks. Threw a wild pitch, although I think 99 times out of 100 you would expect Benjamin Molina would block that ball. Fastball right by him. 2-1. And that was how the Rockies scored their second run against Zito. So Zito, as he often has as a member of the Giants, pitching real well against the Rockies. Another fastball right by him. Strike 2.
Taking full advantage of a 3-run lead. Get behind 2-0, 2-1, just here. Put the pressure on the hitter.
2 down, nobody on. Oh, at the knees, strike 3 called. That's 7 in the books for Zito.
franchise history for the Colorado Rockies. It happened just a couple of weeks ago. Ubaldo Jimenez, and the good news for the Giants, they will not be facing Jimenez in this series.
All right, thanks, Raj, NBC Bay Area Sports Director. Raj Mathai. Ubaldo Jimenez has become one of the very top pitchers in the National League. There's no question about it. There's ball one from the new Colorado pitcher, Manny Corpus, to Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval 1 for 3 with a run batted in.
At least in that ninth inning of that no-hitter, Ubaldo Jimenez was throwing 98 miles an hour.
Todd Helton, Corpus over to cover, and Sandoval is retired. One away.
The numbers for Manny Corpus are good. He's off to a great start. They say he's throwing the ball well again. 11 strikeouts in 16 innings. There was a time this guy has as good a stuff as anybody and one of the best sinkers in all of baseball. He's not throwing quite as hard as we saw him in the past, where he was going 95, 97. Now he's around 89, 93. Good hard sink, slider split. But that's a good start. Just 8 hits allowed in 16 innings. See a lot of ground balls from Manny Corpus.
Benji Molina, and Corpus spins a slider in there for a called strike. The year the Rockies went to the World Series, Corpus ended up being the closer. And it was not the same the next year. Had some injury problems. Toward the middle. Tulowitzki. What a play.
And the one thing infielders know is that they do get to a ball and they go down to their belly to catch it, they are going to have time to throw out Benji Molina. Molina's speed to first base is around 5.5, almost 6 seconds. And he doesn't get any infield hits because of his lack of speed. But nevertheless, still a great play. Completely parallel to the ground, Tulowitzki. And perhaps hurrying a throw, and he didn't really have to. This is the beauty of the play right here. And how middle infielders can get to their feet so quickly. That's the beauty of the play.
Here is Aubrey Huff. And Huff had a great hit in the 5th inning. Huge hit. The Giants were ahead 3-2, and he hit a shot to the gap in left center that one hopped the wall next to the 382 marker, knocking in 2 more runs, and the Giants had a 5-2 lead, which is still the score now. Check swing. Nose, his third base umpire, Bob Davidson, on the appeal. 2-0. Huff also had a single in the 2-run 4th inning rally, so he had big hits in both of those rallies, 2 in the 4th and 3 in the 5th for the Giants. He walked his first time. Dropped to the 5th spot of the order with Molina hitting cleanup tonight. And that is a ball down and in, 3-0. And if you're going to get it going when you're facing the Colorado Rockies, that's always a good time to get it going.
That's a great time to get it going.
It's 3-0 the count. And he draws the walk, so it's the 4th straight time Aubrey Huff has reached base in this game. There's Willie Mays Plaza outside. Palm trees, the Willie Mays statue.
I like the 24 trees out there. Very cool.
Number 24, the most famous number 24 there ever was. Mark DeRosa has hit into a double play, walked and grounded out to first. Rick Barry grew up, the great NBA Hall of Famer, played for the Warriors when he came out of college. Won a scoring title in his 2nd year. He wore number 24 because of Willie Mays. And that is a called strike. 0-2.
Ricky Henderson. Barry Bonds is number 24 in Pittsburgh.
Willie Mays, his godfather. Struck him out looking.
Wow.
That is the inning. On to the 8th, top of the order coming up. bacon burger.
I'm in. I am in. Lathered up.
Barry Zito, 7 strong, 2 runs, 4 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts. He's walked 3. Aubrey Huff, 2 for 2 with a double. Couple of walks, 2 runs batted in. Giants, 5 runs, 7 hits. Colorado, 2 runs, 4 hits as we start the 8th. And Zito back to work. Throws a called strike to Eric Young Jr., who turned around as if to bunt. The 107th pitch thrown by Zito. Young has singled, stolen a base, scored a run, popped to third, and struck out. He's 1 for 3. Hit it very softly. Sandoval was playing him shallow, and there is one away. Zito jamming it.
They had him play perfectly, didn't they? They were anticipating the swing and bunt. What a great pitch, though. And that's, you know, you can't. You look at the velocity of Zito, and it doesn't really tell you anything about how good the fastball is because of the late, subtle, sliding movement that bores in on the hands of the right-handed hitters. And they've been getting jammed with it all night long.
Dexter Fowler, switch hitter, batting right-handed. The changeup for a strike. Fowler was grounded to third. Sandoval made a nice play, and so did Aubrey Huff. Aubrey Huff made a spectacular play. He's also struck out and walked. That's down the left field line. It's going to be extra bases. Bowker picks it up. Fowler, who's got lots of speed, eases into second with a double.
Yeah, that's the cue for the bullpen. Immediately you see some action.
That is the first extra base hit allowed by Zito in this game. And there is Jeremy Affeldt hustling down to the bullpen, and there's number 54, Sergio Romo, and he beats him. He started behind him and then accelerated and beat him.
I had my money on Affeldt. He placed.
Oh, but look who throws the first pitch. All right, Affeldt wins.
It's got to be worth something.
He got there late, but he threw the first pitch.
On a night like tonight, they're going to need 15 at least. Now, Romo, you know, he'll tell you can get loose in 5, but it's a little brisk out there right now. You're going to need 15 to establish a fastball. Whatever you get in the pin, you're going to get another 8 once you get to the middle of the diamond. And usually guys get combining the two, between 20 and 30 pitches.
Here is Carlos Gonzalez. He bunts it. Sandoval just in time.
That's unbelievable.
Over to third goes Fowler.
I mean, I know you need base runners down 3 runs. But boy, that's a play that if you don't get it down and you're an out, that's a horrible play.
And Carlos Gonzalez had 10 RBIs in the last 4 games, including his RBI tonight. He'd been the man.
He's got to make Jim Tracy, the skipper for the Rockies, shake his head. And I guarantee Don Baylor, the hitting coach, will talk to him about that.
Here's Tulowitzki. Well, if he beats it out.
If he beats it out, then it's acceptable. It's still not a great play.
When you're down by 3, you need base runners. But he's been the man here the last several days.
Plus, he just might run into one. You never know.
Tulowitzki has flied out to right, bounced out in front of the plate, and bounced one back to Zito. 0 for 3. 1 ball, 1 strike. By the way, no sacrifice for Fowler. The official scorer is empowered to decide the intent of the hitter, and I think it's pretty easy to decide. With 1 out in the 8th inning and his team down by 3, he was not bunting for a sacrifice. So he'll get charged with a time at bat. On the inside corner at the knee, strike 2.
Boy, he has hit that so often tonight. Knee-high paint, and guys just don't even get swings off at it.
This next pitch will be number 115 for Barry Zito. I can't recall the last time he threw this many pitches in a game. Fowler at third, 2 down, 8th inning. Curveball, bounce foul as the fans pick up the chant Barry. Again, as they did, they serenaded him to the dugout with the Barry chant after he struck out Spilborghs to end the 7th.
Oh, and you hear every word, too. When they're chanting your name, that's like putting gas in the gas tank.
Foul to the runner at third, 2 down. 5-2 Giants, 8th inning. 2 down. One ball, 2 strikes, so try it again.
Now, you don't have to go in the strike zone here ahead to count 1-2 with Tulowitzki. He will chase. You can go back foot slider. You could bounce a curveball. You could cut something above the hands. Inside corner. Tail a little changeup on the outside part of the plate. Let it fall out of the zone in the dirt.
Ooh. Benji Molina very unhappy. And so is Bruce Bochy, that big curve, and Benji thought it dropped right in there.
Yeah, but how many times have we seen that high pitch not called a strike tonight by Marquez?
Alfonso Marquez, who he must have missed that meeting where they started talking about calling that high strike a few years back. 2-2.
What was it, like 8 of those that Aaron Cook did not get?
And that curve in the dirt. Nice save by Benji. He did not save one earlier that ended up getting by him, and a run scored. Tulowitzki backs away. It's a full count now. Todd Helton on deck. Zito has thrown 118 pitches. If Helton comes up, he would be the possible tying run. Popped up. Foul ground. Uribe calls off Sandoval. He's got it. In the books for Zito. 5-2 Giants.
Luchador Lou bobblehead. To order tickets, please visit sfgiants.com/special events.
5-2, the Giants out in front as we go to the last half of the 8th inning. And a new pitcher has come in for the Colorado Rockies, the left-hander Randy Flores. See some of the members of the crowd, which officially is at 37,144 paid admissions at AT&T Park. Here is Juan Uribe. He's had quite a game. And Flores, the new pitcher, misses low with ball 1.
Well, it's kind of a different role for Flores tonight. He's usually a situational lefty. coming in to face some left-handers, but they need him for a full inning tonight.
1 ball, 1 strike.
There you see he's been in 9 games, just 5 innings thrown. That tells you that they usually bring him in when they need to get 1 hitter.
Melvin Mora. And he just got him.
Now watch the way that this inning ended when Juan Uribe coming a long way to reach out, catch the high backhander. A lot of obstacles over there. Fences and ball dudes jackets and benches, and not a problem for Uribe. And this guy right here was digging every minute of it. Solid 8 innings. Outstanding pitching again from Barry Zito, who has just nailed April.
Nate Sherholtz is lined out to left, walked, and hit a double. Strike call to the inside. Zito is due up next. Matt Downs has come out on deck. And not Brian Wilson, but rather Sergio Romo has gone down to the Giants bullpen in left field. Sounded like he cracked his bat on that one, and it's 0-2. And he did. He's going to get a new one. Barry Zito has had 1 complete game as a Giant. That was last year. Before that, he had not had a complete game since 2003. He ended up with 9 complete games in his Oakland career, but none after 2003. And Zito, Mark Grusbeck, the assistant trainer, going to head back to the training room. And that's a ball off the outside. 1-2 to the sizzlingly hot Nate Sherholtz. His average for the year up to 383 now, with his 1-for-2 night tonight. Even the out he made was a line drive to left. Did he swing? No, says Bob Davidson. That was a check. 2-2.
Bob Davidson must have had a good lunch today. He's happy. He hadn't rung up anybody on a check swing, and usually with him down there, it's automatic.
Rockies have action in their bullpen. Oh, caught at second on a short hop by Barmes, who throws him out. Another shot hit by Nate Sherholtz.
It's a little hang time to the breaking ball, just smokes it. And Barmes, who's having a great night with the glove, comes up with another fine piece of glove work. And from his knees, a strike. And all of a sudden, Sherholtz with great at-bats can't get one through the infield.
So here is Matt Downs to bat for Zito. Juan Rincon, a right-hander, up in the Colorado bullpen. The curveball in there for a called strike to Downs. Downs, 4 hits, 13 at-bats in the big leagues this year, including a double and a homer. One ball, 1 strike. The Giants were trailing 1-0 from the first inning until the 4th inning. They didn't even have a hit until there were 2 down in the 4th inning. With 2 down and nobody on, they started a 2-run rally. Change up outside for a ball. And the 2 runs were cashed in by Juan Uribe. They got the clutch 2-out bases loaded single. And then they added 3 more runs in the 5th inning. An infield single by Sandoval for a run, and then Aubrey Huff hit that shot for a 2-run double, as this ball is hit into medium deep center to Dexter Fowler, and the inning is over. On to the 9th inning. Sergio Romo will be coming in. Now that is a rule book save situation, but Brian Wilson, the Giants closer, is not the man who has come into the game, nor was he at any time ever out in the bullpen getting ready to come in.
Definitely some concern, because this is not the way the formula normally goes.
Well, here's Todd Helton to lead off against Sergio Romo. Fastball in there for a strike. So Wilson did come in, of course, on Wednesday for Tim Lincecum and got hit with a blown save, and then not used tonight to start the ninth inning. Just off the outside, and Jeremy Affeldt is warming up in the bullpen. That is Wilson with his hoodie in the dugout, so he's out there, but not in the game when you would expect to see him in the game. 5-2 Giants in the ninth. And a foul out of play.
I was talking with Wilson before the game. He was anxious to get back out of the mound, and he wasn't saying that there was anything out of the ordinary. So if something happened, it had to happen before batting practice to where we are now. But this is definitely not the normal formula. With a 3-run lead, that's normally Wilson time.
And they change up, running down and away. 2-2 the count. Helton has struck out and twice walked. Barry Zito, 8 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits allowed. The Giants with a 3-run lead. If they can hang on to it, Zito would have his 4th consecutive win to start the year. Miguel Olivo on deck. There is DeRosa, and he got it. 1 away.
Now that'll do wonders to calm down Sergio Romo and everybody else in that Giants dugout. A big first out.
Here is Miguel Olivo. Now, Bruce Bochy reiterated before the game tonight that the reason he took Lincecum out was that he often will look for ways to, as he puts it, save some of Lincecum's bullets for later in the year. Plus, it had been several days since Wilson had been in a game, and he thought, well, let's bring in Wilson and save Lincecum some high-stress pitches against the Phillies' best hitters. He looks at Wilson as being one of the elite-level closers in the National League, and that's his spot, so he made the move. But now tonight, Barry Zito, who threw 119 pitches in 8 innings, which leads you to think that Bochy all along knew that Wilson was not going to be used in this game for whatever reason. I don't ever remember seeing Zito throw 119 pitches in a game as a Giant.
Well, it won't be the last time you see it. The way he's throwing now, I mean, he's taken very little out of his arm. He's in such a great set of mechanics. Pitched beautifully, as he has done all year.
Got through their biggest hitters to finish off that 8th inning. As Olivo pops a foul behind the plate. Molina has room. He's got it. Olivo is 0 for 4. 2 down in the 9th. And now Melvin Mora. 5-2 Giants here in the 9th. San Diego is leading Milwaukee 3-0 with Heath Bell on the mound to try and save it down at Petco Park against Milwaukee. The Dodgers lead Pittsburgh 6-2 in the last of the 8th in LA. Arizona lost at Wrigley Field 11-5 earlier today. Mora 1 for 3 with a run scored. Right there on the outside, strike 1.
That's some paint right there. That's what he does. Exceptional command with this stuff.
Into the gap in right center field. And no, Sherholtz on the bounce gets it. About 410 feet from home plate. It's a double for Melvin Mora. And that's not just a home run in Colorado. That's a long home run at Coors Field.
Oh yeah, that's hitting the wall behind the bullpen. That's the hot part of their yard. Just going with the gap, and it's such a great example of why Mora has always had good numbers. He goes with the location, and he can drive a ball right through a gap with power.
Now the left-handed hitting Seth Smith has been entered into the game as a pinch hitter. And Bruce Bochy is going to bring in the left-hander Jeremy Affeldt. 2 down in the 9th. We'll be back. Wrap this one up for Barry Zito's 4th win of the year. There's now a subplot to the whole thing as to the reason for Brian Wilson's not being used in this save opportunity. And that's a called strike to Seth Smith. Left-handed hitter who had a red-hot finish to last season. Smith hitting .229 so far this year. But in 48 at-bats, he does have 4 homers and 12 RBIs. Affeldt still trying to find himself this year. The curveball, and that's sort of been the missing ingredient, that big curveball. An important pitch for him, and it has not always been there, and in fact, more often than not, it has not been there.
Well, I think the inconsistency has been with the left-handed hitter in the batter's box. I think it's easier for him right now to throw a curveball to a right-handed hitter than it is for a left-handed hitter.
Runner at second, 2 down. Fastball away. 2-1 the count. Jason Giambi has come out on deck for Colorado. Smith, the pinch hitter, put in there for Clint Barmas. The pitcher is due up next. And now it's 3-1. And if he ends up walking Smith, he would make Giambi the possible tying run of the game.
Big pitch right here.
And right to Huff, and that'll do it. The ball game is over. So the Giants get a win for Zito. Zito, 8 strong innings, 119 pitches thrown, and his 5th consecutive very strong outing. He is 4-0, and the Giants take game 1 from Colorado 5-2. Zito joins Litzken. They're both 4-0 here at the end of April the best April in the long career of Barry Zito by far. Giants 5, Rockies 2. And we'll come back with more from AT&T Park. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.